Today I want to tell you about Sawneybean and his clan of cannibals. Now, full disclosure, this tale is not 100% authenticated. There is still debate within the historical community of whether this is a historically true event or whether it's just a fictional tale, but it can't be argued that the tale of Sawneybean raises some seriously deep questions. So Sawneybean's tale starts in 15th or 16th century Scotland. His reputation was pretty rough. Most people thought him to be unskilled and lazy, yet our boy must have had some riz because he landed a wife, Agnes, and she stuck with him through some incredibly crazy upcoming depravity. Sometime after Sawney and Agnes married, they left their hometown of East Lothian and wandered the coast of Scotland, where eventually they would find a cave that they decided to make home. This cave was called Bennin Cave, and it ran deep with lots of different tunnels and passages within. Now, Sawney was known as a lazy guy, and we can assume Agnes was probably similar, as she tied herself to such a man, so it comes as no surprise that they would turn to some less than savory ways to survive. Their favorite thing seemed to be leaving their cave at night and lying in wait near a well-traveled area where they would ambush travelers, rob them, and then finish them off. And not in the good way. For most of history, it was kind of standard practice among bandits to end a person after you rob them so they wouldn't be able to escape and report you and get authorities to come looking for you. So they might have just been trying to avoid getting caught, or they might have already had darker motives planned, but either way, those victims became their meals. In the dark, they would drag the bodies back to their cave and preserving the leftovers in pickling barrels they had obtained. Now, when you're young and living in a cave with your spouse and you don't have internet, well, there isn't a whole lot to do other than each other. So Sawney and Agnes got very busy and started popping out children. It's not really known if she was just pushing out babies in the cave, but they might have sold some of their stolen goods and had some coin to hire a midwife from a nearby town. Maybe they stayed in an inn not to arouse suspicion, or maybe they brought the midwife back to Cave de la Bean and then ate the midwife afterward. However they did go about it though, we just know that Sawney's pull-out game was weak, and him and Agnes ended up having 14 kids altogether. 14 kids altogether. Pretty soon the baby beans were eating just like their parents. Now many of the children survived, grew up, and started hitting those hormonal years. And you might see where this is going. The Bean clan kept growing, creating more beanies with each other, and their numbers swelled to 45 people. And this is what would ultimately start their unraveling. With such a large family, the amount of people that disappeared to keep them fed became a thing well noticed. Now it became apparent to people of the nearby villages that there was something more than just common bandits lurking nearby, as too many people were going missing. Local authorities got involved and an investigation was underway. But the investigation did not go smoothly at first. The Bean clan was never out during daylight, only coming out at night. They didn't find any lairs, any camps, any bones, and authorities who knew about Bennin Cave didn't think it was worth any attention because the cave entrance would flood twice a day, making it seem like an unrealistic place for a hideout. They also didn't realize just how extensive the cave was. But eventually, the Bean clan would make a mistake. One night, a few of their members were trying to subdue a couple on the road, but this couple was putting up a huge struggle. At the same time, a group of about 20 people were heading back to their homes after spending the day at a fair, and they happened to hear the conflict going on and raced to the couple's aid. While they were too late to save the woman, the man survived, and the foiled beans ran off. The traveling group then escorted the survivor all the way to Glasgow, where the authorities were alerted. Realizing this might be the reason behind the disappearances, a massive search party of over 400 men and a few hounds was sent to the area of the recent attack, where the hounds picked up the scent of the corpses and led the party to Bennin Cave. The stench of decay and the sight of bones, blood, and fleshy scraps would have greeted the party, and as the party pressed further into the cave, they would run into the entire Bean clan, and a fierce but short battle would break out. The search party eventually subdued the entire Bean clan and would bring them to Edinburgh. When it was discovered what the Bean clan was doing, the enraged populace forewent any kind of trial and executed every member of the cannibal clan. So the story might be completely true, or maybe just some elements of it, or it might just be a fictional legend in our world, but it really does make you think about morality and responsibility. Like everyone in that family besides Agnes and Sawney would have just grown up thinking people were food. Much like a hunter will take out a deer and not think there's a problem with it, the beans might have had the same point of view. Do you think any of the beans were hesitant to live that kind of life? Do we get our morality from within us or from those around us? Let us all know what you think.